Hola, Cam here. Welcome to the Unlimited channel. Today we're doing an extensive review of the Condor Plan A Bowie, but before you can do a real review, you actually got to get out and do something with it. And in today's video, we're going to be heading out into the woods, and I'm going to make my second attempt at friction fire using the Plan A Bowie.
There it goes.
All right. To start this review out, we got to talk about the sheath. Condor never disappoints when it comes to their sheaths. This is the taco style Kydex, and I really appreciate this because the sheath is very compact. Considering the size of this blade, I feel like it doesn't take up a lot of extra space, and that's cool. It's also ambidextrous. So the dangler is made of leather. It's attached to a Kydex Z adapter here. And then they have this other neat feature with this leather strap that goes around the whole thing, which secures the dangler to this really nicely. And it also just gives an extra touch. And then because you can remove the dangler, you can switch it to where it can be left-hand carried or right-hand carried. The damn retention when you get this is tight. When you have it on your hip, it's like, yeah, come on, come on. It was so tight, as a matter of fact, I heated it up with a heat gun and loosen the retention. Although I think I did a little too much, but it comes out really easy. It also has a very nice thumb ramp. It's a great sheath. Condor always comes correct when it comes to the sheaths. I think we gotta talk about the specs. 1075 carbon steel, 3/8 of an inch thick or 0.20 inches thick. Overall length is 14.5 inches. The blade is like 9 inches, give or take. The handle is, it's 5 1/4, 5 1/2, something like that, depending on where you measure. It's a big old baby is what it is. I know that there's different steels out there. There's super steels, this and that. To me, if you could sharpen the steel easily and it holds a decent edge for a decent amount of time, it's all good with me. I took this out whacking and chopping and slicing all damn day, and it remained sharp. As far as the fit and finish goes, Condor is not known for their fit and finish. It's good enough, but like if you really get anal retentive and you look at say the spine on the flat grind here, it isn't perfect. One more thing to note, and this shit just doesn't bug me because it's a tool and it's gonna get fucked up the second you go out in the woods. You can see the grind marks on it. This isn't a collector's piece. This is a knife that you're gonna buy, that you're gonna have your entire life, that you're gonna use and abuse. That's what this is. The blade design, going back to it, 3/8 of an inch thick or 0.20 inches, whatever they call it. I really think it was smart to go with a slightly thinner stock on a blade of this size. They want you to actually be able to carry the damn thing. Having it thinner, it does not feel super heavy. I think that the blade is a mixture between a Bowie knife and sort of like a machete. Not quite as thin as a machete, but definitely not as thick as a lot of the Bowie knives that are out today. It also, from that fighting knife point of view, which I know nothing about, it's got this cutesy little guard right here. It definitely gives the knife some style. And maybe, you know, like if a blade was coming and you perfectly, you might stop it from slicing your finger. Maybe. And that moves us on to the handle design. One of the reasons I was so interested in this Bowie knife over pretty much all others is because they opted out of the finger choil on the blade and they just took the handle up as close to the cutting edge as possible so that if you hold up on it, in this case, you're 1/4 inch away from the cutting edge. My issue with this knife is the thickness of the handle. It's hurting my hands, I'm gonna admit it. The handle is too small for the size of this blade. I would have loved literally 1/4 inch more height here. Maybe not even a full 1/4 inch, but I just need this thing to be a little bit taller. And I would have preferred more of a rectangular handle as opposed to this round handle. No matter how hard I grip this damn thing, man, it just spins. It's like holding on to a dowel, like a round dowel. It was a huge issue for me. However, I really like this thick pommel back here. As long as you don't get lazy and completely careless, it's not gonna slide out of your hands. It'll rotate, but it won't slide out. So there is a certain level of safety with it that I like. Overall, the knife. Let's just talk about the different tasks you're gonna do with this. Chopping, hell to the yeah. That is what this is, man. This is a small hatchet in the shape of a knife, you can really get some work done just chopping with this blade. So as far as a chopper goes, it's amazing. Batoning, it does a great job batoning. I do think that blades that are a little bit thicker do a better job because they spread the wood quicker. But if you're doing a log 3 inches or 4 inches around or less, because of the length of the blade, you're going to be able to get through that 4 inches and you're still going to have more than enough meat to keep hitting and get it all the way through. So it batons awesome. Now let's talk about the things I struggled with. First off was just your general whittling, and that was because of the design of the handle. I had to grab the shit out of it to be able to whittle and prevent it from spinning. In most cases, even fine stuff, it's just easier with this to just chop, 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 chop. And if you really need to do fine stuff, stick it and rip it. As far as feather sticks, I was having issues not only with my wood selection, but just controlling this thing. I couldn't do it this way. What I ended up finding worked really well was jamming the stick in my sternum and holding it like this, more like a plow. And then I could get really fine curls doing it just like this. Knives are nothing more than a tool. The knife does not maketh the man maketh the knife. And depending on how much time and effort and skill they acquire with a particular knife style. And I think that this is a prime example. I'm used to the Prather, so I use it better than I probably use this. If I put more time in with this, I would probably use this just as good. Maybe I would find that I'd use it better than the Prather War Bowie. So that's it. Thank you for watching my review of the Condor Plan A Bowie. They did a great job with it, and the designer, you know, he gets it. Thank you so much for watching, and please be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button on this video. Leave me a comment and ding the bell so you're notified when I upload my next video in another 10 years.